Mr. Happy and Miss Grimm. One day Mr. Happy moved in next to Miss Grimm, fence to fence, wall to wall, door to door. Miss Grimm was annoyed. Mr. Happy set up his house. Then he planted some flowers for spring, summer, autumn, and winter. He also planted an apple tree. Every morning, Mr. Happy greeted the sun. Every evening, the moon and the stars. He greeted the rain when it rained, the snow when it snowed, and the wind when it blew. One afternoon, Mr. Happy knocked on Miss Grimm's door. She opened it just a crack. "What do you want?" she asked sharply. "Allow me to introduce myself," he said. "I'm Happy." "I'm not," said Miss Grimm, and she slammed the door in his face. Mr. Happy returned to his garden, where he sowed seeds, planted plants, tilled the soil, pruned shrubs and trees, and cut the grass. All the while, he whistled along with the birds. Miss Grimm secretly watched from her window. Why is he doing that? She wondered. Miss Grimm began to feel that something strange was taking over her bleak little home. She thought long and hard about how to stop it, but couldn't come up with a plan. Meanwhile, the sun shone brightly in Mr. Happy's garden. "How splendid to be alive," Mr. Happy sang. Mr. Happy took pleasure in everything: the black cat next door, the moles, and even the earthworms. Once, when Mr. Happy saw Miss Grimm in her yard, he waved to her congenially. Seeds flew out of his hands and scattered everywhere. The wind blew some of them into Miss Grimm's yard. "What's all this?" Miss Grimm complained. Day after day, wonderful plants grew beyond Miss Grimm's fence. They grew bigger and stronger. Then one day, when Mr. Happy wasn't home, his garden got out of control. A shocked Miss Grimm watched as it happened. Two enormous sunflowers grew over her and Mr. Happy's houses and pushed the two little buildings together. When Mr. Happy returned, he took Miss Grimm by the hand, and she wasn't even annoyed. As no one who lives under a giant sunflower can continue to be glum and gloomy, Miss Grimm decided to change her name. Today, she is called Miss Bliss.